Welcome to today's collective reading. This reading will be a little more of a teaching talk channel. Today's reading is going to be built around the song Never Enough from The Greatest Showman on Earth. The actual video, the music video. I've never seen the movie, but the actors, their body language, it's so communicative and open and human. And I see myself to some extent in each person. And the song, like, it actually sparked a resonance within me. And I'm sure that there are individuals tuning in where you know your life changed in that moment because you were aware that something you thought wasn't possible was. And it changed how you looked at everything. Every part of your life from that moment forward. You couldn't move forward and not know this. It's like a piece of the puzzle, a crucial missing piece was provided suddenly, and it made the image make sense. Almost like, you know, those posters or those images that are actually mathematical fractals, that if you stare at it long enough, if your mind is really good with math, they say, that you'll be able to see the image hidden within it, and it'd be something, you know, like the Eiffel Tower or the Statue of Liberty. So it's an image hidden within something that doesn't look anything like it. You gotta let your mind relax, your eyes relax, and work through the math to reveal the picture to you. It's very challenging your first time encountering it. So it's kind of like that. The echoes of that, how it changed everything. And it made you aware that you wanted that so bad. And yet there was all this going on within you, in your life, and around you that had to be changed, healed, alchemized, processed, moved. Maybe you needed to move to a new city. Maybe you had to change careers. Maybe this was more like, you know, about being a parent even. Maybe you suddenly were aware that you knew what unconditional love was because you were feeling it for your child and you'd never experienced it being modeled outside of you. So you're like, what does this mean? How does this work? How do I do this? I don't have a guide. I better figure it out. You know, it's about you. It's about what's going on with inside of you. So with the child, you dream about their first time riding their bike without training wheels. The first time they take a step, the first time they say mama or daddy. You dream about them going to prom, college, finding their best friend and life partner. You dream about them falling in love and starting a family, even when you know you're likely going to have already passed on. You want them to know the beauty of what it is to be a grandma or a grandpa, to be surrounded by loved ones when they're in their last moments, to know they are loved, to achieve their dreams, to feel fulfilled and happy. You want the best for your child. And you have so many dreams for them throughout their life. And you know that everything you do in this now provides them the ability to achieve those. And you're very hard on yourself because you care about them. You want those dreams to be realities for them. Even if they don't look exactly like you'd like them to, if they feel loved and fulfilled and happy, that's really what you want. So the dreams, the echoing, when you first meet someone, there's that little spark of awareness that you like them, but you don't necessarily know why. That is the mystery, especially if you're incredibly intuitive. If you don't know why, you're very intrigued. Because you could see things in dynamics and subtleties of where things are going to go pretty early on. And if you're still like parting ways, like at the end of the day, end of the discussion, and you're like, huh, you're intrigued because you still don't know for sure. And even if you have an inkling it'll be good, you're anticipating it actually happening because you're not sure how it will go down, how it will play out. You're intrigued. In that moment, the first dreams begin to happen. You dream about that interaction. You dream about what it may look like, what it may feel like when they tell you that they have an intriguing, that they find you intriguing too, that they are fascinated with X, Y, or Z about you too. These are the beginning dreams, and they balloon into really big dreams. There's certain points where you cross where it's okay to allow yourself to dream bigger because it's respectful of you and them and both of your feelings, your emotions, to not allow that to get away from itself. Like, don't put the cart before the horse kind of a thing. You're not going to get anywhere. You need the horse before the cart, not the other way. However, in manifestation, something like if you arrange your home as though only one person occupies the space, it's only accessible to one person, that's what you're manifesting. Is all day, every day, you're living life as though you're not open to another individual in your space. So this is speaking about the physical aspect of your environment manifesting. With the cart before the horse, it's saying, don't think you're going to get married when you're just on your first date. That's a little too much. That's not fair to you or them. Mainly the emphasis, it's not fair to you. However, that first date, you have dreams about the second date, wants, desires. Maybe you start to want to have an exclusive situation because you've had the second, third, fourth date, and you both are just ecstatic to be together. Going back to the actual music video, what was going on there? Like I said, I don't know the specifics of the movie, but you can see this happen. So she's on the stage. Like, there's just such a presence about her. Like, she is just this powerhouse, and she is going to be heard. She knows that she has something to share, and that it means something to every part of her that matters to her. She's not performing to perform. She is doing this because she believes in it. And she knows that she's not alone in this belief, and that others will be inspired because she's sharing this truth. In the medium of music, this is going to impact individuals beyond just the words. And she starts quiet. And there's almost this frankness to her voice. She's like, it's never going to be enough. I will not settle for anything less than everything I deserve. I don't value money. I don't value fame. None of it matters without that truth. To be completely, deeply, truly known by another individual that challenges you to know yourself. Because you don't know what they're going to say. You don't know what they're going to do. So whenever they say or do something, it's a surprise to you. And when it's something that is loving and kind and considerate, you feel truly loved, truly seen for all of who you are. There's nothing in between you. Money doesn't matter. Fame doesn't matter. They matter. Because you matter. And you won't settle for less than all of you. And to be known by another individual and be able to be the same in kind. This is what she's channeling. This is what she is speaking to. This is what moved me, because I don't know a single person who never wanted that. At some point in their life they did. Maybe they were just a little kid and they just watched some, I don't know, some Disney movie and they're like, I want that. That sounds amazing. Or they watched some movie or some drama, some soap opera, and there was some amazing overcoming of obstacles because there was genuine love that overcame the impossible, that inspired you to go, I want someone that loves me like that, enough to overcome all of that, right? Whatever it may be, but you were young. You felt that. And it was truth for you in that moment. And it's resonated with you at different moments where you've revisited that emotional space where you still are aware that that is something you desire, that you hope for. That's what she's channeling. Now, the dynamics in the body language of those around her. She has got this gentleman off to the side, which I'm assuming is the showman. I mean, it's gotta be. Come on. This guy played Van Helsing. Like, he is definitely the main male lead. And he is just stunned by what is coming out of her. Because it's not just her sound, it's her body language, it's her heart, it's her frankness, it's her emotion, it's her truth. He feels it, and the audience is quiet. And he's stunned. Like he had no idea she had that in her. And this tells me there's a depth to their relationship. I don't know what preceded this moment, but there was a sense like he doesn't know what he's going to do. He doesn't know what's going to come out of her. He's not sure. And then that comes out of her. And it's like it saves the show or something. Like it really was. He was on the edge of some horrible possibility. And this is what he's like being saved by her in this moment. And she's not being manipulative in any way. This is her truth. She is bearing her being to the world. And you can't help but recognize that he is seeing and resonating with what she's speaking to. He wants the same thing, but I'm going to tell you, we all do, to some extent. We all do, or we have had this same feeling in our lives. We can see others having these same feelings. And then you see this young couple. I believe this is the order. You see this young couple, and they're standing really close together, and there's a tension there. It's tense because they're both like, holy shit, this is what I think I feel about you. And he starts to kind of move his hand over to hold her hand, and she notices, and she stiffens a moment, and it's like, I'm not sure what brought them to that moment, but that particular moment meant a lot to both of them. And it's not lost on me that her dress was that of a butterfly. That she is an empress. She is a new beginning. She is on the path, the journey to being the empowered empress. I can recognize that energy within myself, in my child. Like now, to some extent, yes, there's an echo, but also, like when I was about her age, like she looked to be a about where I would place myself when I was going to college and I had big dreams. And I thought I had the whole world at my fingertips, and I was so excited to start living it. That. And then they're holding hands. And then two individuals at a distance, older, I'm imagining from his reaction that they're probably family. They're people whose opinion holds weight with him, and they're disapproving. And he is aware of this because his body language basically is like, oh, they don't approve of this. I feel self-conscious. And he lets go of her hand. And she's aware. She knows that they don't approve of the two of them being what they are. They have very deep feelings for one another. But they control him. They are in the way. They are running interference because of any number of issues. It's family, so it's control. There could be money, thus inheritance involved. He may feel the weight of his family on his shoulders, and he's in love with someone that they don't approve of. Can you imagine the agony of that? And maybe you can. Maybe it is your truth. Maybe it's what you live. Maybe you still live it every day and you wonder what if. Because she leaves. His empress walks away. He is not an emperor yet. Because when he's an emperor, what they hold over him becomes worthless. Worthless. Because it's implied that they're young. They haven't had a family. They don't have kids. They're unattached. He's a bachelor. What they have is control through emotion, and it's definitely implied with the setting that money is a means, like an inheritance is a means of control. Money does not buy happiness. And even if there were children involved, say from a previous relationship or something like that, those two can provide such a wealth of knowledge because they are so in love, because they are Emperor, Empress. They will be abundant in their own right, separate from his family. And his children will not only know what actual love, healthy love, acts like, moves like, walks like, talks like. Notice I said talk last. Words are amazing and they're beautiful, but if they do not have action backing them, they're meaningless. Meaningless. The children will have that advantage. When they go out into the world, they will know what they are looking for, what will make them truly abundant, which is having that kind of an intense connection, an awareness, you are what matters. And because you are what matters, I am what matters. Because I can know me more fully because I know you. Only you can pull this level of authentic, raw, truthful vulnerability out of me, into my experience. Because you are a mystery. Because I never know what you're going to say. And you always surprise me. That kind of a gift that would be given to the children that they would have. And then you have the woman in the balcony with a little girl, I believe it is, next to her on her left. And she looks very well dressed, very beautiful, very well taken care of. She has immaculate hygiene. clothing, to products, to her skin, her hair. There's not a thing out of place. Everything is just as she wants it. Perfect. At this point, they have shown a back and forth, this emotional reaction between the singer and the showman. And his raw vulnerability on his face, his emotions are just right there. His thoughts are right there. And the way that she looks between the two of them, it's almost as though she thinks there's more going on between them than should be. Like she's just noticing something is there that she didn't notice before. Now, as I've said, I haven't seen the movie, but I would say that they may be official. I don't know if the little girl is his, or if they're dating, or if they're engaged, or if they are a married couple and that is their little girl. But whatever it may be in particular, what I kind of picked up from that was she was like, wait, you're feeling things for, wait, what? Like she had like a territory almost, like a right, an obligation, a dibs of some kind. I can really feel for that myself, being like an observer. Like, you know, like maybe you see someone that you've had a crush on, or you're dating them, and then you observe them fall for somebody else right in front of you, and you feel kind of invisible. That hurts. That hurts a lot. What's implied there, though, if they are a married couple, she's realizing he's fallen in love with another woman, because she's recognizing that this woman is basically saying, I will not settle for anything being in between us. Now, what would inspire her to sing this, other than having those feelings herself? Because she wasn't just saying the words. By it being her truth, she was living it. She was projecting out to that entire space her truth. And she inspired that young couple to become aware of what they felt for one another. And they then had to deal with the truth of it and realize what needed to be moved, changed, or decisions needed to be made. If he was unwilling to move, why should she stick around? Why should she settle for less of him? And that's what's going on with this woman in the balcony. She's realizing that she doesn't own all of his heart. He doesn't feel like that about her. He may love her, but he doesn't love her like that. There's a reason her hair is perfect and everything is just so, even with her little girl. Because she wants him to feel that way about her. And she thinks that is the only thing that she could do, is be as perfect as possible, and maybe he'll feel like that. And she's realizing in that moment that it doesn't matter how perfect she is. It's an obstacle that's between them. And it hurts. I am not going to diminish that, because I've lived it to some extent. And we all know someone who has. And even being empathic, observing somebody go through this, you hurt for them. You experience it with them. This is an incredibly powerful moment for her, because she can't move forward and not know this. And she has a couple of choices that she can make. Is she going to free herself from this burden and open herself up to being with someone who does feel this way about her? Is she going to accept that she can't make something be there that isn't there, so that she can, now that she knows exactly what she wants, which is everything that singer is sharing, that she can actually have that? You cannot change someone. You can't. They choose the choices that they make in life. They choose their path. But in that moment, what's between the showman and the singer is the part of them that they can't change. It is their truth. It's the part of them that underlies everything else, that's always been there. And you can't change that. To try to change that is actually incredibly harmful to yourself. If she chooses to do everything she can to drive pain into their relationship, she's harming herself and her child. And then the rest of her life is this bitter, angry, resentful, or she can choose to accept that this is a part of him. No matter how much he wants to love her like that, he doesn't. He can't help it. It's not a decision. You can't help who you love. So that she can make that space open for someone who feels like that about her and live the rest of her life knowing that she is loved for all of who she is, and her little girl will have two sets of parents that are modeling that. That little girl will have so much of an advantage in life just from knowing that much about herself as a result of them being authentic. She will know herself. That is the abundance that she will have, which gives her the ability to make the best informed decisions that she can about her life because she knows herself. And all the dreams that are in that room, in that moment, that are dying and being reborn, in other words, being transmuted. Because new comes to light, things must change. One thing that is constant in life, it is change. No matter how much we try to resist it. Why resist it? It is inevitable. Go with the flow of it and make the choices to which paths of the river you prefer to go down. Do you want to go left or do you want to go right? Either way, you're going with the flow, but you're making the choice. And every dream ripples, it echoes throughout the rest of your life, and it impacts every other dream around you. Can you see it? How your dream impacts those that are around you. Even if you feel completely isolated and you're in that hermit mode, you exist. You occupy space. You go outside, you get your mail. You go to the grocery store, you buy groceries. You get gas at the gas station. You walk your dog, or you take your cat out for outside. Like, what, you encounter people. And your presence has a ripple effect. Your dream has a ripple effect. They may not understand you. But the fact that they're like, what is this person's deal? That is the ripple effect. Even there, you are mirroring them. And you're impacting their dream because they have to go, well, what if that were me? How would I feel? If they follow through with that process, it allows them to know more about what they're currently dreaming, i.e. manifesting from a more informed perspective. If you have this same echo within you, this same desire, this same want for something so real and tangible that you know more of yourself as a result, because you're surprised, because you don't know what's coming, that you're fully in the now with another individual that you love and you feel safe with, that you could provide that to them, being the parent, that you could be fully present with your child and know that they are safe, and they know that they are safe, so that they could be the child and work through whatever is going on inside of them, knowing that you got the adulting down so they don't have to. So you are teaching them and they are learning. Know that you are important and you are vital, and your light, your love, your want for this, your actions towards creating this, not just your words, your actions. You have a huge impact, and you are necessary, needed, valued. Thank you for guarding your light, for guarding your truth, for acting towards your dreams of being in a space such as this, or allowing another to be in a space such as this. There is gratitude for your continuation to be authentic. The divine within me honors the divine within you. Namaste.